Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am moving and I got rid of about probably over half of my books, and these are the books I've decided to keep. Okay, starting with the current book I'm reading. It's a Bande, Dessinée, which is sort of like a comic in French. So it's called Malgré, Tout, and it is absolutely beautifully illustrated. I mean, look at that. My host family from Belgium sent this over to me, and it starts in chapter 20 and it goes backwards in time down to chapter 1. Okay, the next book is called Rant. I don't know anything about it. It's just a book I thought I would keep. It looks really cool. Okay, Ray Bradbury, Fahrenheit 451. It's actually one of the classics I've enjoyed the most. And it's unfortunately quite relatable right now. Okay. We Should All Be Feminists and Dear Ijeawele, or Feminist Manifesto in 15 Seconds. These are two very easy reads. These were also movies. I thought they would be a cute little gift for anyone who would like them, because they're cute, they're nice, they're small, they don't take a lot of space. Okay, the next two books are from when I lived in Belgium, and I know I had to read this in my morals and ethics class, but I don't remember if this was for my French class or for my morals and ethics class. Either way, I got both of these in Belgium, so they have sentimental value and I will be keeping them. Next is The Dream Journal. So this was purchased in 2008. This is crazy. This was a part of my mom's collection, and when I was young and I had a wacky dream, I would just look it up in a little dream dictionary. But honestly, now I just sort of look things up online every time I have a wacky dream. I've been having a lot of dreams regarding my teeth. I like to keep it for the memories, just to, you know, it is part of who I am. I do look at my dreams and like what they mean, what symbols I saw. Okay, It Happened One Summer was the first book that the book club girlies and I read. It was cool to see we were all on the same page about this book. And it was fun to just like discuss. So that's It Happened One Summer. Andrew's Brain was generously donated to me by my friend Joseph, who handed me his whole collection. And I don't know anything about it, but it looks really cool. So keeping that. The Kite Runner was required reading in high school, and it was a very, very good book. So this is one of the few books I would like to reread. I don't know if I'm ready to reread it though. And A Colossal Failure of Common Sense, the inside story of the collapse of the Lehman Brothers. Cool. So 2008, core. I got this book at Goodwill and I gave it to my dad for like one of his in Christmas or birthday or something. And he said he really liked it. So I snagged it and I would like to read it, but I promise I don't usually like take the books that I gave my parents as presents. Books are just such an easy thing to hand out and go around, so we share a lot of books in our family. Okay, so these two books, I actually have questions. So it's from Dave Eggers, same author, and again, these were like hand-me-down books from my friend, and I don't know anything about it. Like, I've never heard of this author. I don't know anything about it, so if any of you guys recommend it, please let me know, like, if there's a specific order you guys recommend, or if you liked it. This is a National Book Critics Circle Award for Fiction finalist, and this was an American Book Award winner. That's crazy. I've never heard of these books, but they're so highly acclaimed. The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde. Another book that it was on the maybe pile. Honestly, I was probably going to donate it, but I think I just saw like winner of the Pulitzer Prize, and I was like, well, that's kind of cool. Like, maybe one day I'll read it. Again, if you know anything about it, let me know. A lot of those are not on my like current TBR, because as you can tell, I have a very, very high TBR. Okay, transitions. This book was first published in 1980, and my mom bought this a long time ago, and she gave it to me because, you know, I'm moving. Okay, graphic design now. This is such a beautiful coffee table book. This was from Goodwill. But I just think it is so beautiful. Like, I love the pops of color, and I really need to figure out what my new aesthetic is going to be when I move back, because right now I'm actually getting rid of a lot of furniture and things. And I think you can find inspiration through lots of different mediums, including artwork, when you're figuring out your style. So all of that to say, I think it's a beautiful book. Okay, Beach Read Emily Henry. I actually went to Bookman's to donate a lot of the books that I had, books, electronics, board games. They also sell instruments, sell and take instruments. When you trade in books, you can either get store credit or cash. And so with the store credit, I gave in and I bought an Emily Henry book. Haven't read it, but I'm trying to savor the cute girly books because there are so many other books that I want to read. But I am very excited to read it. And I mean, name a better summer read. Maybe what I'll do is I'll save it for next summer. And then since my current TBR is a little long. Okay, The Big Secret for the Small Investor. Sounds like a cool, easy read. Hi. My camera died, so I went to charge it and then I got distracted and now it's a couple days later and I have to say mentally, I'm unwell. It's May 3rd. Tomorrow I'm having a little auction at my house. Yeah, just invite friends over, get rid of furniture. And then after that, I'm just gonna try to move out the following week. So May is just gonna fly by. Like I have plans every weekend and anyways, let's get started again. Little Fires Everywhere is, I've heard good things about it. I think there's a movie out already. I don't know anything about it, but I would like to keep it and I do want to read it. Frog and Toad. My brother actually has like a frog and toad tattoo. My parents hate it, but they don't actually know what Frog and Toad is. Like they don't remember it. I got him a couple of Frog and Toad books for his birthday and I just wanted to keep one because I thought they were really cute and nostalgic and nice little life philosophy. The Cartoon Introduction to Economics, Volume 2, Macroeconomics. I actually used to read this. What a nerd. I actually used to read this like at breakfast. Like instead of having my phone out or like watching YouTube videos, I would just like go through and read like a little comic and it was funny. I don't know, I really enjoyed this and it's just like a nice book to have out. Okay, The Fire this time is a collection of short stories about race. I've read a couple a while ago. I would like to keep it and I would like to read it as well. I thought I donated this book, but clearly it's here. Again, I went through this pile so fast. I don't even remember what I'm keeping and what I'm not. Honestly, for my auction tomorrow, I'm probably gonna put like a couple of these maybes up for free. So if anyone wants them, they can have it. But yeah, We Need to Talk is just a funny little book that I bought when I wanted to break up with my boyfriend at the time. And I thought that having better communication would help. But it turns out just having a better partner who's willing to communicate was the best thing I could have done. So again, I don't think I'll be reading this book. I do like communication and nonfiction books, but just based on like the timeline that I bought that book, I probably won't be reading it. Honestly, I don't remember Along for the Ride, but I read so much Sarah Dessen in high school and like a little bit of middle school. Lock and Key was my favorite book by her and they all blend together. They're just cute, like easy teenage romance books. But I really enjoyed Sarah Dessen. It was like a part of my formative years, so I do want to keep one of her books. Okay, A Burning. I actually don't know anything about this book. It was handed down to me from Joseph's collection. I mean, it just looks really cool. It's hardcover. I would like to keep it. Aristotle. I think this was also handed down to me. I mean, I have to keep this because along with my mental health, just being a little anxious about moving across the country from a big house to a tiny apartment. Along with that, I have been listening to the Tortured Poets Department nonstop on repeat, and You Know How to Ball, I Know Aristotle. Just that line alone means I have to keep this book. So yeah, I mean, will I read it eventually? I don't know. I don't know how far along the TBR list that is. I enjoyed Love Theoretically. It's about a theoretical physicist and an experimental physicist, and they hate each other, of course. So quite cute. I actually really enjoyed the premise. This is a book in Spanish about the study of poetry. I got this from my grandma when, I'm pretty sure she was decluttering, but you know, it counted as a Christmas present. But I think it's really cool. It's from Nicaragua, which my grandpa's from Nicaragua, so that's quite special, and I don't know when I will get around to reading this, but I absolutely love having it in my collection. So what to say when you talk to yourself? This is just a fun title. How could you not want to read it? I'm pretty sure this was my mom's in college. And I honestly get this confused with The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat. That book is so funny. It's just a collection of short stories of, unfortunately, people with mental illnesses. So for me, like, that book and this book just go hand in hand because I feel like they were from the same time. Like, my mom had them at the same time in college, so. Okay, The Metamorphosis and Other Stories, Franz Kafka. I'm excited to have this in my collection and one day build up the courage to read this. Like, I feel like it's just so weird and wacky that I don't know when I will be in the mood for it. But when I am, it'll be right here. Okay, so next I have Choke. I think it just looked intriguing, so I decided to keep it, but I don't actually know anything about it. The Water Knife. Again, I don't know anything about it. It's just a really cool looking book. It's hardcover, and if you've read any of these books and you highly recommend, just let me know, because I don't know, like, I genuinely don't know which books to read next. Kafka on the Shore, a Murakami book. The Bell Jar, Sylvia Plath. Mark Twain, let's see. A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. The Complete Novels of Mark Twain. Ernest Hemingway, The Sun Also Rises. This is The House of Seven Gables, a romance by Nathaniel Hawthorne. So definitely like the oldest book in my collection. I believe that this book was published in 1923, but it has a copyright of 1905 with the foreword from 1905. Anyway, so Nathaniel Hawthorne, Ernest Hemingway, Mark Twain, Sylvia Plath, Haruki Murakami, Kurt Vonnegut. I kept all of these books because of the authors. I don't know too much about it. I do know about, okay, so The Bell Jar. The Bell Jar, it's a book about girlhood. It's a book for the girlies. You know, there's depression, and I can't relate. I've tried to read it a couple times, and I should just bite the bullet and get over it. Like, it's definitely not, it doesn't make me as sleepy as Handmaid's Tale. Like, it's actually intriguing, but I'm just sad. Like, I'm just sad for the main character, and you know, I hope it gets better, but I don't know if it does. No spoilers for The Bell Jar, Sylvia Plath, even though it's been out for a while. I genuinely don't know what's gonna happen. The last 3 books were also donated to me by my friend Joseph. He was really into Stephen King, and so I just kept the 3 that I thought looked really cool. Joyland, I actually use this for like Halloween decor, but it also looks really cool, and it's shorter than a lot of Stephen King books, so I thought I would keep it. Carrie also just looks a little spooky, a little fun. And then Stephen King It. I'm really grateful for this specific book because it was like actually gifted to me, whereas the rest of his collection, he was like, hey, I'm like giving you these, donating them to you, you can do whatever you want. But specifically Stephen King It was like a gift. Okay, so with that, I believe I've gone through all of the books. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry about the random break in the middle, but you know, that's just life sometimes. Sometimes you have to take a break. Recently, life has just felt like, life has felt crazy. You know, I'm like, I wish I could just pause time. Like, I really, like, I don't want to leave Arizona, but I would love to end my year in Europe. Like, I would love to just like start my class and like wake up one day and just be in a classroom in Paris. Like, that sounds so cool, but you know, you need to have one end to start a new beginning. So, I mean, I'm like a little sad because there is a lot of ends happening, especially with decluttering and like getting rid of a ton of stuff. It can also be really refreshing to get rid of things, and I can't believe I literally have just like a week's worth of work left to declutter my whole place. So I'm really excited, also really tired, but I'm excited more for things that get me closer to a new beginning as opposed to things that remind me that this is an end, if that makes sense. Thank you so much for watching. If you didn't watch the previous video where I talked about these books that I'll be keeping, I'll leave a link somewhere